Well, John Burrows won the toss, and so they'll receive the kickoff. Central moving left to right as Jared and I look at and describe the action to you. That means John Burrows going to go right to left. Kicking it off for Central, Jake Bridges, the sophomore, puts his right leg into it. It's a shallow kickoff. It bounces at the 14-yard line, picked up and returned, and John Burrows hit quickly right across the 20-yard line. Nice work as Chris Booker taking down roughly. And let's tell you that our opening kickoff brought to you by Bill Best Insurance, your American Family Insurance agent in Park Hills, committed to making the big play for their customers. Let's talk about the starters now in this one. Nick Duncan, the quarterback for John Burrows. They've got John Moten in the backfield, 1,500-yard rusher this year, 9 yards per carry for him. Jackson Moritz anchoring that line at the center position. Nick Burkowski, Mike Peters, Trip Oglesby, and Sam Held are the linemen. 3 wide receivers out there. Nate Van Slyke, the near man right there. Out on the island is Booker on the left side. So 3 to the left, 1 to the right side. They're going to pass it right out of the gate. Nick Duncan looks to the right side and finds his man. Pass is complete, and it's up for a first down and a nice game that side of 12 yards to John Moten. So Moten, not only a good running back, but a guy that can catch it out of the backfield as well. His 14th reception of the season, and Moten gains 11 yards on a good completion by Nick Duncan on our first play of the game. So Burroughs moves the sticks. Burroughs averaging 40.5 points per game. Central giving up 2.9 points per game on the year. Trevor Bain, the motion man, from the right to the left side, motion by him. A single setback is Moten. They fake it to him, flip it wide to the left side, and complete it to Booker. Booker out to the 40. Step arms the man, gets to midfield, and driven down to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 17 yards. And this offense that runs most of the time for Burroughs, pretty impressive. Nick Duncan with 2 quick passes out to the sideline. And some pretty good athletes out there, Jared, running the ball for this Burroughs ball club.
Quite a nice run after the catch there. You see him lay the stiff arm there on the central defender and move the ball forward. Let's see what they can do here on another first down.
All right, so Chris Booker caught it for 17 yards and 2 for 2 for Duncan. He's got Moten as his eye back this time. They're going to roll to the right side now, and Duncan's is on the run. He's going to throw on the run now down the field, and this one wide to the sideline. But Burroughs and Central, we see very early on that they both have the athletes to match up out there, both these in front of the ball clubs, and neither one of them has lost all year long.
You got the good central defensive line chasing that fast quarterback there for Burroughs. Nick Duncan flushed out of the pocket, got the pass off, lead on the outside. Going to be second down and 10 here.
So we've got a 1,500-yard rusher that is yet to touch the ball for John Burroughs out of the backfield anyway, and he'll not line up in the backfield here either. 5 wide, 3 to the right side, and 2 off to the left side as they put Duncan back there. And Central going to come for him, but here's a little curl route and another completion, this time to Jake Woods out of the 40-yard line. And another gain of 12 yards. Nick Duncan completes 63% of his passes. 1,100 yards for him coming in on the year, and he looks sharp early on.
That was a nice pocket pass there. Stayed in the pocket, made a nice delivery to the guy on the curl route. Came back for it right in a little spot in the zone there that Central couldn't cover.
Duncan 3 for 4 for 40 yards. Drive. They're yet to run the football. They'll go with a single setback this time as Moten lines up right behind Duncan. Duncan, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Back Moten goes 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's a head buster, but this time he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, and the Central defense gets it done. No gain by Moten on that play, and that's Brendan Jones wrapping him up right at the line. Let's go ahead and tell you about that Central defense that allows 2.9 points a game. Brendan Jones playing a defensive line spot. Joe Mitchell and Justin McWilliams will be out there as tackles. Colin Best, Brandon Mayberry, and at the linebacker position, Austin Caldwell, Kyle Schwanter, and the all-stater Reed Lucas. Jones, Jake Bridges on the corners. The safeties are Daniel Marler, Braden Mannion. Once again, empty backfield. Moten going to be the motion man. No, that's Booker. And they fake it. The jet sweep to him. Now Duncan taking off, rolling to his right side, looks down the field, nowhere to go, dives forward. And not a bad 4-yard gain that time by Duncan. But Central had great coverage downfield that time, Jared.
I would call that great coverage, and they covered the receivers awesomely. Good pressure on the quarterback, but he somehow turned that into some positive yards with some good leg work.
Well, Duncan, not only a guy that can throw the ball, but he's rushed for 300 yards on the season as well, so he can tuck it and run. And now they'll bring a fullback in here as well, and they'll bring out their eye backfield with Moten dotting the eye in the backfield on the 3rd and 6th. Motion, no flag, and here's Moten rushing it. Moten hit once and twice and shoves his way forward. A pretty good 2-yard gain that time, but some nice gang tackling by Central as they finally do wrap him up after 3 yards. That was Brandon Mayberry finishing the job.
and he's a great defensive end there for Central. They do such good jobs covering the cover from side to side, and they really filled the gaps here to bring up the fourth down.
Line of scrimmage is the 38-yard line, but still the Bombers going to bring out their punt team. It's going to be interesting to see if they'll punt this thing. I know that Coach John Mara has great respect for the Central defense, so he certainly might punt this thing. We will see. They snap it to the left man. They're going to fake this 4, rushing it forward for a first down. It was a 4th and 4, and Trey Moore, the up man, caught it for a 6-yard gain. And, you've got to score the first game-turning play. You got to score that for Burrows right there.
That was a quick change of momentum there for the Burroughs Bombers, and they're going to get a fresh first down on Central side of the field here at the 26-yard line.
So the fake punt, Trey Moore for 6 yards right there. Moten going to be the single setback set just to the right side of his quarterback, Nick Duncan. Duncan hands it off to Moten, flips it over to the right side. This one's complete, but a great tackle one-on-one on the outside, and it was Braden Mannion wrapping up his man that time. That was Jake Wood going down, a gain of just a yard on the completion.
That was a great job by Mannion breaking through the block there, shedding the block and making the tackle in the backfield. It's going to give him 2nd down and 9.
Thanks so much for joining us today on KREI. Central looking to go to 13-0 on the season, looking for their first state semifinal appearance. First drive going John Burrows' way, and they have driven it from their 25-yard line down to the 25 now of Central. Flip a pass off to the left side now, and another completion. This one is complete once again, and another completion for that quarterback off to the left side. He is now 5 of 6 on the afternoon, and a 4-yard gain for Nick Duncan once again.
Ran a nice little screen pass to Trevor Bain there. Let's see if they can move the ball downfield or keep it with the short-range stuff.
Yeah, and that's a good point because everything he's thrown has been a little flat route, hasn't really gone. He's tried to go downfield one time, but that one was incomplete. So let's see if the Central defense can stiff it on a 3rd and 4. Give it to Moten. Don't fake it to him. Now it's Duncan rolling right side, puts a long out route. This one's Van Slyke. That's a great catch by Van Slyke on a gain of 12 yards, and the Bombers now threatening inside of the Central 10.
And that was a great catch by Van Slyke on that pass to get him into the red zone. Now let's see what the Bombers can do with this pro-style offense, if they can get the touchdown or if Central defense can hold them here.
Duncan 6 for 7 on this drive. First time we've seen him complete one downfield. He's got a pretty good target out there, and Van Slyke 6'5", 210 pounds, and yes, he is the son of Andy Van Slyke. Twins to the right and twins to the left side. They've got a tight end on this formation as well. He has a double tackle number. The Bain is the motion man. Now we'll roll Duncan to the left side, completed to Van Slyke, looking for the end zone. It's touchdown, John Burrows. Burrows into the end zone on their first drive of the game. It's a 9-yard touchdown strike. Nick Duncan to Nate Van Slyke. And for Duncan on the year, that is the 11th pass completion, or the 11th touchdown pass, and he went 7 for 8 on the drive.
And that was a 10-play drive there. 80 yards they marched the field from their own 20 from the kickoff, and they got that very crucial 4th down conversion on the punt.
That was a big one, and they needed 4, got 6 yards, extra point driven up and through by Bain. Our touchdown drive recap, courtesy of ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Well, first drive goes John Burrows' way. They hit 6-7 on the board, 6:37 remaining in the first quarter. Now it's up to the Central offense to try to equalize this ball game. I'll tell you more on KREI after this 1-minute pause.
Let's talk turkey. David Sism here from Samson Ford Lincoln. With the holidays coming up and so much to do, I don't have time to go to the auction. I need your help to stuff my lot with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. Quit that old car you hate. Cold turkey. Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you'll get up to $5,227 more than appraised value for your old car. Fed up with your old ride? You could drive a nicer, newer car today. Is your credit fried? My For the People credit approval process butters up bankers to help you get approved. If I don't get more cars soon, I'm cooked. Help me stuff my lot like a Thanksgiving turkey. Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you get up to $5,227 more than appraised value for your old car. But hurry, this deal ends after we've helped 84 people get fat in a nicer, newer car. My name is David Sism, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Samson Ford Lincoln on the web at samsonfordlm.com or 431-3177.
Requires bank approval and vehicle purchase at listed price. Negative equity may affect amount financed. Vehicle purchase price affects actual discount, net of all factory rebates.
Burrows going to boot this one deep, and Central grabs it at its own yard line. A middle return, and now cutting to the right side. A little bit of room here from Marler. Marler's back to the 30, to the 40, to the 45-yard line, driven out near midfield. So Central going to start this drive at the 49. Good news for the Rebels right there. Jared, maybe a little curveball by Coach Merritt and the Bombers. This is a team in Burroughs that averages only 120 yards passing per game. They have more than half of that on their first drive of the ball game.
And that was quite a drive. A lot of short passes, but great completion percentage. And that fourth down, I don't know if they planned on doing that for sure, but I think once they came out and saw they had them outmatched on that left side, they just handed it off and made it happen.
All right, so the Rebels going to try to bust it right back against these Bombers here. Hunter Curtois leads them out. Daniel DJ Buchanan, a whole host of very good running backs for this ball club. And they'll hand it off to on snap number 1. He shoves it forward for 3 yards, so a gain of 3 by DJ on the first carry of the game. Up in front of DJ, it's David Dooley, Justin McWilliams, Jordan Elzer, Russell Harrington, and Colin Best, the offensive front. Tight end, Austin Caldwell. We'll see Gabe Craig at a tight end position as well. And some good wide receivers with Braden Mannion out there. They'll run the backs out at a wide end position as well. Central going to send 2 guys on the field as they break the huddle here. We'll see if they'll allow that one as Drew Harlow going to set up in the backfield. Drew had a good game against St. Genevieve. And now here's a pass over to the sideline. It's a trick play, and it's complete to Mannion. And now Mannion gets it complete down to the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 27 yards, and that's the play we saw last year against Fredericktown, Jared, on the 27-yard completion, where they run some substitutes in and out. But as they run one substitute out, he never runs completely off the field, and Mannion just stayed right there on the sideline for the 27-yard completion.
And they threw the defense off with that substitution, and if he would have threw that ball a little further forward, he would have had the wide receiver in stride. He had to stop for that ball, and that resulted in only a nice chunky yardage instead of a touchdown. Let's see what they do here.
He throws a good ball there, Jared. It's an easy touchdown. So line of scrimmage is the 22 as Central trails 7-0 to John Burroughs, but the Rebels now have their first drive of the game, and we'll tell you more about it after this 30-second pause right here on Super Talk 800.
The faculty, staff, and students, on behalf of the Central R3 School District, take this time to congratulate the Central Rebels football team on their district title. Long hours of practice and hard work have rewarded your talents in the game. Congratulations on your accomplishments of a great season and your district title. Good luck on advancing. Way to go, Central Rebels, from the faculty, staff, and students of the Central R3 School District in Park Hills.
Are you tired of the same old fast food? Then you need to head on over to Whistle Stop Cafe in Park Hills. You'll be served up home-style meals like chicken and dumplings, homemade pies, and desserts. And you can order breakfast at any time. So the next time you're short on time, take your family to Whistle Stop Cafe, located in Old Elvins, Park Hills. And be sure to try the fried green tomatoes served hot daily. Whistle Stop Cafe, your next stop for down-home cooking close to home. Same great food, new ownership.
Drew Harlow's got a 4-yard gain as we come back to the action. Drew, a sophomore, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and quite simply, they just can't keep this guy out of the lineup. It'll be Harlow and Grant Hopkins in there in front of DJ Buchanan. DJ breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage and is able to just slide through for a 3-yard gain. And you saw Drew Harlow in their victory over St. Genevieve, Jared, and Drew, he just keeps getting better and better. 5 carries, 42 yards in that one. And Corey Swipe says, we thought we had our running back, our stable of running back set, but Drew just busted his way in.
He just keeps running. He puts his head down, and he keeps the legs churning. He moves the ball forward, and that's what the Central football team looks to do on the ground.
Power I formation, DJ Buchanan dots the I in the backfield. This time it's Marler, and Marler needed a couple yards for the first down. Instead, he blasts off 5 yards to get down the field. So after John Burrows is able to score a touchdown on their first possession, well, it's Central trying to even things up here. They've got a first and goal just inside of the 10-yard line. Let's take a look at the defensive front there for John Burrows, Sam Held, Michael Peters, Jack Moritz, the linebackers out there, Tommy Bolstead, Hunter Wilkins, and Nate Van Slyke. In the secondary, Trevor Bain, Great Booker, Ryan Mill, Jake Wood, and Henry Rogers. DJ Buchanan dotting the I in the backfield once again. Harlow and Marler in front of him. Sweet play, right side, blocked well, and Buchanan gets down to the 5 before he's spun down at the 4-yard line. And there's Tommy Bolstead bringing him down right there, but a good gain on a first and goal from the 10-yard line.
And they're just going to line up that power line on offense, double tight end set. three guys in the backfield, set up some nice blocks on the outside, take it off tackle for some positive yards, and see if they can wear out this defense.
Burrows called a timeout right after that trick play, and they said, we got to be ready for anything with this team, guys, but they've gone power after that. Kurtois goes down under center, power, I formation, pitch play, left side. Buchanan got a good block, puts his nose down, gets down to the 1 yard line. Pretty good initial hit that time as Trey Moore came up to make a play. And without that hit, Buchanan gets into the end zone. But as it stands, Buchanan is able to get down to the 1. And you know the Central's in 4-down territory here.
Absolutely. They're going to stick their nose down and do whatever they can to get that football into pay dirt here because they got to score and they can't let John Burrows get away early.
Seen some power I formation out of this ball club most of this drive, and they stick with the power I with Buchanan dotting the I in the backfield. Right in front of him is Harlow with Buchanan once again. He is hit right at the line. Huge hit that time. And a great defensive stop by Sam Held. That's the nose guard getting in there and dropping Buchanan for a yard loss. What a play.
And they really sent the guys right up the middle there. I think they sniffed that one out from the start and sent some pressure right at the tackles, or right at the guards and the centers, and really filled the gaps to keep Buchanan from entering the end zone.
Huge shot that time by Sam Held. Nice work, 5'10", 220 pounds. And you know Central's going for it here. Central going to run the power I once again. Grant Hopkins out there. And DJ Buchanan going to be Harlow, the power back. And Harlow muscles his way into the end zone. So one drive apiece and one touchdown apiece. And Central uses the power game to shove its way down the field. 2:27 remaining in this first quarter, and we're an extra point away from tying this baby up.
And that's all that Central does there is that power football down there in the end zone. Like you said, it was 4th down territory. They brought in the big boys, and they got it done. It's looking to be a 7-7 ball game if Jake Bridges can get this extra point through.
Well, lots of power football by Central, and for Burroughs, they went with more of a finesse game. Stretch out and dink and dunk with the short passes. So we've seen a variety of styles already. Here's the snap. The hold is down, but the kick is blocked. And Burrows retains the lead. 2:27 remaining in the first quarter. A 7-6 lead for John Burroughs. We've got your kickoff in 1 minute on Super Talk 800.
How great would it be to finally have that degree? With Central Methodist University, getting your degree is now easier. Our programs in Park Hills are specifically designed for adults. We understand all you have to juggle, so we've made it extra convenient and affordable. By partnering with Mineral Area College, we bring you programs for success in class and in life. Time is short. Visit centralmethodist.edu today. Classes start the week of January 14th.
Before you tag the big one, make a trip to Megasports in Farmington. They carry all the hunting clothing and apparel to keep you warm and camouflaged at the same time. Look for popular names like Under Armour, Rocky, Browning, Bushnell, and more. And remember, black powder guns and accessories by CVA and Thompson Center are available at Megasports in the Maple Valley Center in Farmington. In the field or on the field, it's Megasports.
Back with your kickoff.
LaChance Heating and Cooling of Park Hills is your local licensed Trane dealer. Serving the Parkland and more, you'll always receive top-notch service at an affordable, competitive price. LaChance offers repair and installation with 24-hour service availability to boot. LaChance Heating and Cooling knows the inconvenience and danger of not being able to get your furnace or air conditioning unit to work. LaChance Heating and Cooling in Park Hills, servicing all brands and installation of Trane units. Call 431-1117. That's 431-1117. Complete Vision Care in Leadington encourages you to find out about flex spending and health savings accounts. Many vision insurance benefits will come to an end at the end of the year. Be prepared. They're glad to help with questions. And it's BOGO time at Complete Vision Care. They're offering 50% off glasses. Complete Vision Care, the ideal choice for your eye care from toddler to the golden years. Check them out at Facebook or log on to CompleteVisionCare.com. Complete Vision Care, 200 East Woodlawn Drive in Leadington, 431-1301.
The employees at Munchkin Land Daycare in Park Hills love kids. In fact, your children are their specialty from birth to 5 years of age. At Munchkin Land Daycare, you can relax as a parent in knowing that your child or children are well taken care of. That's Munchkin Land Daycare, where your kids are their kids too. Munchkin Daycare has openings available. For more information, call 573-431-9250. That number again is 431-9250. 9250.
Rand Auto Sales on Flat River Road in Farmington announces interest-free guaranteed financing. That's right. You won't be turned away because of your credit history. And when you purchase a vehicle now, you'll receive $100 in cold hard cash. So put the hunt for a vehicle to rest and drive away in your dream vehicle. That's Rand Auto Sales, Flat River Road in Farmington, 756-1145. Again, call 756-1145.
Well, Kyle Schwander had a pick-6 waiting for him on that play, Jared. Good pressure that time on the John Burroughs quarterback, Nick Duncan, and he threw a bad ball over to the right flat. Schwander had a chance to pick it off and run it back. He couldn't do it, but still a 3-and-out for Burroughs on this drive. And now a bouncing punt returned by Braden Mannion for just 40 yards. Central football, they've got it at their own 29-yard line. And after these two teams, the average defensively giving up less than 10 points per game cumulative. That's between both. Well, after one drive apiece, we've got 13 on the board. 7 lead for John Burroughs. With a chance now for Central to take the lead. And after Burroughs used that short passing game to work its way down the field in its first drive, they went to Moten that time for a couple of carries. Couldn't do it. And then when the quarterback went back to pass, good pressure by Central. So Central going to saddle up their big boys once again. Harlow, who scored the touchdown, only his of the season, going to run that fullback position. Behind him, DJ Buchanan, the sophomore, who's rushed for 1,269 yards coming into this one. They run a motion man, Caldwell, from the right to the left side. Great blocking, and Buchanan's after the 30 and the 35. Only bad news there. There's a flag, and it's in the tackle box.
I think they're going to bring that one back. It looks like we had a hold on the far side there on Central. Let's see what the refs come up with.
I think you'll love the matchups in this game. Obviously, a couple of great ball clubs. They've got the great strengths. For Central, they love that power running game, but they use a trick passing play to help push their way down the field in their first drive. For Burroughs, they've got a great running game. They use the short passing game to score a touchdown in their first drive. And games like this, a lot of times, are based on adjustments not only before, but during the course of the ball game. 1 minute and 1 second remaining in our first quarter. A 7-6 lead for John Burroughs. The extra point by Central after their touchdown was a 10-yard hold whistled on the Rebels that time. And so it'll be a 5-yard gain for Buchanan, but you scoot it back 10 yards because it's a spot foul. First penalty of the game, whistled on either side. Rebels, it'll be Harlow in front of Buchanan once again. Austin Caldwell at a spot at tight end position. Motions from the right to the left side. Buchanan hit right at the line. Great defense being played that time by Burroughs, and that was the defensive end and the outside linebacker, Van Slyke, that just turned that whole thing inside and made a great play.
Van Slyke's playing hard both ways, coming inside as an outside linebacker and making that play, and we'll see if Central can get some blocks on these guys and keep the power game moving because they're having a hard time on this set.
2nd and 14 now. Line of scrimmage for the Rebels. Their own 26-yard line. Kurtois in the middle of that huddle, calling out the play. 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Only 5 seconds on the play clock. Central's going to have to hustle to get this one off. 4-3. Motion man 2-1. They just get it off. They fake it that time to Buchanan. Throw it on an out route, and nobody's home. I mean, nobody was there. So Kurtois throws it incomplete. He's 1 for 2 for 27 yards this afternoon. And it brings up a 3rd and long. And yes, Central can throw. They've got that ability. But they don't want to be getting in a whole lot of 3rd and longs today against Burroughs. They can keep ahead of the 6.
Absolutely not. And we got a good crosswind coming across through here, so it's going to be hard to throw the ball accurately on this field.
There, you're about 20 miles per hour. I think, out of the south. We figured that out over here, didn't we?
Yeah.
So a 3rd and long, and DJ Buchanan is in there running the Wildcat as he hands it to Marler, and now it's a reverse play. And Mannion is caught in the backfield. He's reverse field once again, and he is driven down way behind the line of scrimmage on a loss of 7. That was a double reverse to the backup quarterback Mannion, and he's dropped for a -6. So the Central Rebels trying to pull out all the stops here. And we talked to Corey Schweiss, and he told us how much stuff they've got in the bag they haven't used this year, and well, that was definitely one of them, but it didn't work on that play. And we come to the end of the first quarter. It's a 7-6 lead for John Burroughs over Central. Your second frame on the other side of this 1-minute pause on KREI.
Do you have a new neighbor or know someone who recently just got married or just had a new baby? Do them a favor and call the Cordial Caravan toll-free at 1-888-291-5607, PIN number 86-19. The Cordial Caravan has free gifts for newcomers, newlyweds, and new parents, serving most of St. Francis County as well as Madison, Washington, Perry, St. Genevieve, and Jefferson counties. The friendly way to welcome a new neighbor or congratulate newlyweds and new parents. The Cordial Caravan. Call toll-free to find out more.
At Ken's Cards and Coins, they make it easy for you to find what you're looking for. When it comes to coins, paper money, sports memorabilia, and vintage sports cards, if they don't have it, they can help you find it. If you're thinking of starting a collection or you already have one established, stop by and talk to Ken. He can help you get started or find that special piece that you've been looking for. Ken's Cards and Coins, 323 West Main Street in Park Hills, now buying coins.
The kickoff, or the punt rather, by Central, bouncing out at the John Burroughs 42-yard line. And so John Burroughs going to have some good field position as we start this second quarter of play. A swift moving game, as we're already at the end of one. 7-6 lead for Burroughs. And you talk about special teams in closely played games, and the special teams advantage right now going to Burroughs. Central had a good kickoff return, but the extra point that was blocked by the Bombers, the difference in this one so far. So it's Bombers football as we return to action. John Burroughs has it. They've got that great running back, John Moten, in the backfield, and they'll send him right through their guards this time. And Moten rips off a run of 7 yards. That guy gets top speed fast.
Yes, he does. He cuts through the lanes that they make him, and this John Burroughs team's getting a good push-up run, which we haven't really seen against Central. Let's see if that defensive line can step it up.
Yep, that's a good point. Jared, this Central defense has been just stellar all year, and they are allowing only 71 yards rushing per game on the year. 2 wide receivers to each side, but the handoff is to Moten once again, and he's got a seam to run through. Brought down with an arm tackle just inside of the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for Moten that time. And that time, middle linebacker Austin Caldwell just held on to it. You know, most guys can't make a tackle with one arm like that. Caldwell managed to bring him down, though.
Well, he's a big guy, and hopefully they can get some more arms around him and keep making good tackles and keep this game close, because it's looking like that defense is having a hard time keeping up right now.
It's bending a little bit. 1 for 2 on defensive stops, but this is the third drive by Burroughs. Nick Duncan, the quarterback, has Moten just to his left. He's got 2 wides to each side. Hand off to Moten once again. Moten's just swallowed whole this time, though. He has 3 people waiting for him in the backfield. And the Central defense rose up and drove him down that time. 3 guys out there. Gabe Craig, the first one that jumped in to make the tackle, with the loss of 1 for Moten.
You had Gabe Craig in on that tackle, shed a nice block. Grant Hopkins coming off the edge. And the main man, Reed Lucas, coming in to put a helmet on that guy. Let's see what they can do here on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, all Reed Lucas has done this year is 121 tackles. That guy's a tackling machine. So Reed Lucas, Gabe Craig, a great play there. 5 wides this time, and completion over to the left side, or right side, beg your pardon, to Greg Booker. It's a 5-yard completion, and that's looking a lot like the first drive that Burroughs was able to put on.
Short passes, screen passes, and we'll see if Central's going to get better with the defense against these passes. They've had a lot of teams throw against them this year with all the leads they've had, but I don't think they've seen this style offense yet.
But still, the Central team, even with teams trying to pass, he was averaging only 41 yards passing per game against Central, and Burroughs was above that on his first drive. A 3rd long, 3rd and 6 here. Quick pitch left side. This is Moten, and Moten gets by 1 blocker, now 1 tackler, and he's finally driven down. A huge gain by Moten this time on a gain of 13 yards. That thing was impeccably blocked.
It looked like they might have filled the gaps on that. The defense came up and made the right plays, but they held on to the blocks and moved the ball forward. He made a nice couple cuts and jumped across that first down line.
And once again, we see John Burroughs inside of the Central red zone here at the 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for John Burroughs. And these Bombers leading at 7-6 at the 9:33 mark in the second quarter. Moten, the single setback, gets it in, goes right through the guards to the 10, to the 5, and to the end zone. Touchdown, Burroughs. Moten untouched from 13 yards out. And this offensive line for Burroughs, the MVP of that drive.
And boy, did they open up a hole. You could have drove a Volkswagen through that thing, Chad. They just opened it up, and he made the right cuts and took it straight to pay dirt.
Huge vault that time opened up by the offensive front for Burroughs. And another touchdown by the Bombers. They lead 13-6. Hangs on for the extra point attempt. Nearly blocked, but He chipped it just over a diving Reed Lucas that time, and it's a 14-6 lead for the John Burroughs Bombers. 9:26 remaining in the first half. 14-6. We've got your kickoff in a minute on KREI.
If you're in need of tree removal, trimming, or stump removal, call Bruce Nations A1 Contracting in Park Hills at 431-1240. Bruce Nations A1 Contracting has been serving St. Francis County for years with professional and efficient service. And because they are efficient and can get the job done quickly and safely, they can give you a competitive price to save you money. Don't trust just anyone to get the job done. Call someone who has been serving the area and has the reputation of getting the job done right the first time at a fair price. Bruce Nations A1 Contracting. Give them a call today at 573-431-1240.
How great would it be to finally have that degree? With Central Methodist University, getting your degree is now easier. Our programs in Park Hills are specifically designed for adults. We understand all you have to juggle, so we've made it extra convenient and affordable. By partnering with Mineral Area College, we bring you programs for success in class and in life. Time is short. Visit centralmethodist.edu today. Classes start the week of January 14th.
John Burroughs kicks it away, taken by Daniel Marler by Central at his own 7-yard line. Had a good return last time. He's out to the 20, cuts back to the 30, slams his way forward to the 34-yard line. Got pretty good starting field position by Central the whole way so far. Let's go ahead and go to Jared for our summary of the touchdown drive by John Burroughs, courtesy of ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre.
Well, last drive, they started at the 46-yard line. Good field position like we talked about pregame. They drove that 46 yards all the way for a touchdown with Moten on that 13-yarder to cap that 14-6. John Burroughs up on Central.
Well, the Burroughs offensive line sure looked good during that drive, didn't it, Jared?
Great push up front. Let's see what Central can do now back on offense.
So one wide to the right side as DJ Buchanan is the single setback for Central, and Buchanan goes down right at the line of scrimmage. Van Slyke got in there, and he muscled up on Harlow, who was trying to block him. Buchanan tries to cut back, goes down for a 2-yard loss. Van Slyke's been a major impact player in this game.
They really got contained covered on that, and like you said, Harlow couldn't keep the block. Van Slyke got a hand in there and tripped up DJ Buchanan for some negative yards. It's going to put him at 2nd and 12.
Central scored already more in this game than they scored last year against Burroughs. That was a 24-0 loss, and they're going to try to equalize it right now. All right, so they're going to go with not a power I set, but it'll be Buchanan just to the right side of his quarterback, and then Harlow as the back in the backfield. Timeout by Central, and we step aside. We're back with more after this 1-minute pause on KREI.
Let's talk turkey. David Sissom here from Samson Ford Lincoln. With the holidays coming up and so much to do, I don't have time to go to the auction. I need your help to stuff my lot with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. Quit that old car you hate. Cold turkey. Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you'll get up to $5,227 more than appraised value for your old car. Fed up with your old ride? You could drive a nicer, newer car today. Is your credit fried? My For the People credit approval process butters up bankers to help you get approved. If I don't get more cars soon, I'm cooked. Help me stuff my lot like a Thanksgiving turkey. Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you get up to $5,227 more than appraised value for your old car. But hurry, this deal ends after we've helped 84 people get fat in a nicer, newer car. My name is David Sissom, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Samson Ford Lincoln on the web at samsonfordlm.com or 431-3177.
Requires bank approval and vehicle purchase at listed price. Negative equity may affect amount financed. Vehicle purchase price affects actual discount, net of all factory rebates.
Buchanan stands just to the left side. Well, no, it's going to be Marther running the quarterback spot, hands it off to Harlow, and Harlow is stuffed at the line. He is taken down quickly at that line. Sam held the nose guard, the first man there, and you know, as we take a look at these two tremendous defenses, Jared, John Burroughs seems to have a slight edge on the defensive side right now, even though Central is, well, they've had the best defense we've seen consistently all year long so far in our area.
They got a lot of power coming from that defensive tackle position. They're leaking through the line a little bit, getting into the backfield, making it hard for these backs to do much as far as getting outside the tackle.
Curtois is out of the game. It's Mannion in at that quarterback spot now. He's going to roll to the right, his left side. Looks to flip it down the field. Now tucks it. He's to the 30, to the 34-yard line. Muscles to the 35. He's back to the original line of scrimmage is all on a gain of 5 yards, and it's going to be a punting situation for the Rebels. And interesting that we don't see Curtois, and we hope that he's okay.
I think he's all right. I think they just wanted to get a different look in there with Mannion, get him on the field, see if they could open up the passing game at all. He had one guy open, but he couldn't get the ball out with the defender in his face. He shook him and made it up back to where they started originally. They're going to look at 4th and 9 now.
So Brent Mannion a series at quarterback. 2 people back to return this punt for John Burrows. John Burrows going to send back 2 punters, and it'll be Bridges to send it away for the Rebels. Pounds it down the field, and they fake a reverse this time as Burrows running this over to the right side. It's Jake Wood. He has 1 man to beat for a touchdown, and Bridges just tripped him up. Bridges hauled him down at the 36. But a great return by Jake Wood, and that fake reverse, Jared, I think held the Central coverage team for just a count. Now, the other part of this play, we see a flag back at the 26.
We have a flag back there, and I wonder if it's going to be a hold and bring that back. That was a big play and a lot of momentum there for John Burrows. We're going to see what the referees say here.
Well, everybody's walking backwards, so it looks like good news for the Rebels on this one. And let's go ahead and thank a few of our sponsors now that we have a moment. Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, America's Mattress and Recliners in Farmington, Walmart Supercenter in Deloge, Andy's Garage in Park Hills, Harvest Christian Center in Park Hills, Sam Sism Ford in Farmington, and Munchkin Land Daycare in Park Hills. They're going to scoop Burrows back inside of their 20 all the way to the 16-yard line, so indeed it was a hold or an illegal block, and that is the difference of about 43 yards on the return.
Yeah,
it's a 10-yard penalty, but
quite a fortunate play there for Central to be able to bring that back again. And that might explain why he opened up so much on that big run.
First penalty on Burrows, Moten the single setback, and he gets the handoff. He's going to attack right down the middle, and that time he is stood up and knocked down by the great middle linebacker, or the great outside linebacker, I should say, for Central, Reed Lucas.
Let's see if the Central defense can get it together and start getting into the gaps and getting fired up and filling the holes and working sideline to sideline again like they have been all season.
This will be a great opportunity to get some good field position here if Central can come up with a stop.
And we're moving closer to halftime every second. Let's see if they can make some turnovers happen and maybe get the ball back, like you said, in good field position here.
7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining before the half. It'll be an I backfield. This time they'll fake it to Moten and roll to the right side. They had everybody fooled, and they throw it way down the field. The Bombers looking for the bomb, and it's intercepted by Mannion. Way. That was terrific defense by Mannion. It was a ball maybe that shouldn't have even been thrown against the wind, but you've got to credit Burrows. Central was right on top of the quarterback, Duncan, and then the fake, they all bit it, and he had an open alley, not only to throw the ball, he could have run for maybe 20 yards, Jared, if he'd have tucked it.
He had a wide open field in front of him on that bootleg. He got open, but he turned the ball over there. Braden Mannion, they're looking for that call, like you said, but it was incidental on the tripping. And Braden Mannion went up and got that interception. Let's see what Central can do with good field position.
Mannion quite simply just had better position to grab that ball as the defensive back. Kurtois back in as the quarterback. He'll come down under center, and he'll have a full house backfield with Lucas Harlow and then Buchanan dotting the I in the backfield. The give is to Harlow that time, and I like the call. They change it up a little bit. Give it to the fullback for the quick hitter, and he chisels his way ahead for 3 yards. That was Michael Peters, the defensive end, who brought him down.
And that's another just hard run play. Let's see if they can get 3 yards in a out of dust. That's Central pound on the football, and they're just
played slightly better in this game, and obviously they have. They're leading, but 6.5 minutes to go. Central ball. They can tie this thing up headed to the locker room. They'll go with that double tight end set. Harlow, the motion man to the right side. Buchanan going to adopt the I in the backfield. Instead, it's Marler, and Marler slams his way forward across the 30-yard line. Nice job by the offensive front that time for Central. A gain of 8 yards by Marler.
And Central's finally setting those blocks and opening up those lanes that they've been so successful at all year long. They're getting it going. They're moving the ball. They're handing it off inside, and they're getting the yards between the tackles like they've been doing.
Dooley, McWilliams, Bass, Harrington, Elser and company up front doing a nice job on the last 2 plays. They got to keep it moving. 6 minutes to go in the first half, 14-6. And you know that Central, if they score a touchdown, they're going to go for 2 and try to tie this baby up. But the first job is to get to the end zone once again. Double tight formation, one wing back to the right side as well. Pitches to Buchanan. Buchanan's got a little bit of room to run, but there's Van Slyke again. That guy is tough on a gain of 3 for Buchanan.
They're going to have to put a double on Van Slyke because he's shedding every block they send. Maybe work around him or take it the opposite way.
He's so rangy at 6'5". I mean, how do you hard to get your hands on a guy that rangy and big.
And that's 2-6-5 defensive ends we got in this game. Central's got Colin Best. They've got Van Slyke, and boy, that's a lot of talent on that end position to try and hold.
Harlow was the motion man, and he was trying to dodge out to the right side, but the Central offensive line moved, so this is going to back up the Rebels 5 yards. Second penalty on the Rebels in this game. Central's looking for the equalizer here. 5 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-6 is our score. We'll see if the folks back at the studio can pass along a Valley score for us as we move along. Valley Catholic playing at Marionville this afternoon in their state quarterfinal at the Class 1 level. 2nd and 12 for Central. Curtois comes down under center. It's Harlow and Marler in front of Buchanan. Power I set for the Rebels. He barks it out. Pitch to the right side. That's to Buchanan. Buchanan, following a couple of good blocks, gets down to the 25. Nice 7-yard gain. That makes third down a lot more manageable.
Definitely, and they took it right that way and avoided Van Slyke coming off those blocks. Took it the other way and got some positive yardage. Let's see if they can put their nose down here or if they take it to play action and maybe pass the ball now that they've opened up the backfield a little bit.
So now a 3rd and 5, and you've got to figure that Central's in 4-down territory here as they go with the power I once again. Marler and Harlow in front of Buchanan. 3rd and 5 from the Bombers' 25-yard line. They give us to Marler, and not much happening for Marler over there. As Michael Peters, the defensive end, they've had a hard time dealing with those defensive ends. Van Slyke plays on the edge right there as well. A gain of a couple that time for Harlow, or Marler, I beg your pardon.
And it seems like John Burrows is taking the plays right out of our playbook. The Central Rebels will take it inside, and they'll crash inside. We'll try and bounce it outside of the tackle. They've got contained, and let's see what Central does here on 4th down.
So 4th and 4, big play for these Central Rebels. Curtois goes down under center. Power I set once again for the Rebels. They hand it off to Marler. Marler is at the 20-yard line, but he had to get just to the other side of the 20, and they brought him down just shy of the 20. So they needed 4 yards, and they got 3.5 that time as the Bombers' defense holds.
And that's a tough play for Central to swallow as they turn over the ball there on 4th down and give it to John Burrows. With 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second quarter, they're going to be starting at the 21-yard line, and that's really tough to see for Central after getting just within a half a yard of that first down.
Good game in Marionville. Marionville and Valley scoreless at the end of the first. Valley has a second quarter touchdown, and they lead 6-0 in the second quarter. John Burrows has the ball here, and they've got the lead 14-6 over Central. They give it to their great running back, Moten, and Moten is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Swantner and company that time as Moten is driven down after just a yard gained.
And that's a tough play to stop, but they've been sticking their noses down and getting in there, crashing the tackles a little bit, and getting into that backfield. We're finally seeing the Central defense come alive in the second quarter.
Moten with pretty decent numbers. He's got 11 carries and 49 yards so far on the day. So he's got better numbers than any of the Central backs. Moten has it once again, pitch play, left side. They turn him in and take him down. Reed Lucas blew the thing up that time. That's one of our crown collisions right here on Super Talk 800 KREI. A loss of a yard that time for Moten. And Reed Lucas put his stamp all over him.
And he just broke through the line there, grabbed him by the ankles, and flipped him up for that negative yardage. Let's see what they can do here on 3rd down.
Great work by the defensive end that time as well. Brandon Mayberry turned him in, and if you can turn him in and bring Reed Lucas, good things are going to happen. 3rd and 10 for the Bombers. They're going to spread it out all over the field. 3 to the right side, 2 to the left side. Quarterback Duncan now running for his life and sacked in the backfield. The Central defense gets on top of it. Mayberry, who turned the play in last time, gets there for the sack this time. His 16th on the year, and the Bombers going to have to punt it away.
And they're dialing up the pressure on those edges. You got Grant Hopkins coming off the near edge, occupying that tackle. The quarterback stopped up in the backfield, and Mayberry comes from the backside and takes him down for negative yardage. It's going to be a big 4th down.
Loss of 8 yards that time by the quarterback Duncan, and a timeout on the field. 14-6. It's a 1-touchdown lead for the Bombers. They're going to have to punt it, though, with 2:34 remaining in this first half of play. And we'll tell you about it on the other side of this 30-second timeout on Super Talk 800.
Andy's Garage in Park Hills offers everything you need from tire changes to engine rebuilds. With over 30 years experience, Andy is ASE certified and his prices are fair. What more could he ask for? Andy guarantees his work. He wants you to be 100% satisfied. And if diesel work is what you need, Andy is one of the few diesel mechanics in the area. So if you're looking for a tune-up or more performance, stop by Andy's Garage located on Maple Street off of Highway 8 right behind the Patriot Vault in Park Hills. Or call 573-431-2626.
punting it for the Bombers. They don't fake it this time deep in their own territory. It's a line drive punt. Hops up. It's touched by Central. Mannion grabs it at his 35. Brings it out across the 40 to the 45. Breaks it tackle at 50. Now he's down to the 40-yard line. Cuts it back to the 35. Slams it forward to the 32-yard line. And a couple of huge hits by the return team that time for Central, setting them up in pretty good shape here in John Burroughs territory. 2:17 remaining in the first half, and that went from disaster to success for Central that time, Jared.
You saw the whole Park Hill side of the football field there on the edge of their seats after that punt went over his head. He grabbed it up, dodged a couple tackles, spun off a few guys, and made his way all the way up to the 32-yard line.
So great stop by the Rebels defense, and now they've got the ball back on the offensive side, going to try to score this thing before the end of the half, and they'll go to the left side off tackle. This is Marler this time. Slams it up ahead for 7 yards. Central continued to play the power football game, and Jared, we've seen them have success each time they've touched the football, but the Bombers somehow get tough and stop them. So 2nd and 3 after a gain of 7. By Marler that time. Quickly to the line of scrimmage they go. Here's Buchanan, and Buchanan has just swallowed whole that time. Off the edge that time. A great defensive play. And the Bombers, man, they are so good off of that edge. That was Tripp Oglesby that time with a tackle.
And they're really stuffing the gaps. They're really sending all their guys right down the middle, protecting the edges, but really focusing on the middle of the field. I want to see if Central comes out with some play action here on 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 3 after no gain on the 2nd and 3, and they go to Marler once again. Marler leans forward, gains a couple, but there's Van Slyke once again, running him up.
And it's going to be 4th and 1. I wonder if Central's back in 4-down territory here, and it looks like so with the offense staying on the field.
They're going with a quick count here as Central's sped up the pace with which they're running their offense. They've got a split backfield with Buchanan and Marler. Curtois might be a bet to keep it himself this time, and he does. Fakes it and then skirts to the outside, and they needed just a yard, and he picks up 7. I like the play call right there.
I like the quarterback keeper. Curtois doesn't run a lot, but when he does, he's efficient. He ducked it into Marler, faked the handoff, bumped around the outside, and made his way to 1st down territory.
Inside of the red zone, but just 61 seconds left in the first half, and the clock is running. Harlow stands in front of Buchanan right here, and Central's got a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Harlow steps around a man, slams through another one, and bowls his way inside of the 10-yard line. A nimbleness by Harlow that time on a gain of 10 yards.
And he showed some defensive prowess there with a swim move over a defender, worked his way into the 2nd level and plowed over a smaller guy to get down inside the red zone into their territory.
2nd and 1. They give us to Marler this time. He's inside of the 5 to the 4. Less than half a minute to play in the first half, and a timeout by Central. No, Corey Swice says we want to clock it. Get up to the line and clock it. A gain of 5 yards that time by Marler. They want to clock it here. 26, 25. Curtois sends it on the ground. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 4.
And we got a few extra seconds run off the clock there. Let's see if we make an adjustment, because he clocked it, I believe, with about 24 or 25 seconds, and we're looking at 22. A small amount of time, but could matter a lot coming to halftime.
You think of Harlow, the sophomore, as the power back, but he had a guy meet him in the hole and danced around that first man before bowling over another one. That was a great run by Harlow.
You don't see a guy with the number 40 and tree trunk legs like that making moves and juking guys out, but he really put his feet down and made a move there and got him into good position here.
So the clock continues to run. Corey Schweiss running on the field talking to the officials, and 8 seconds just ran off the clock during that time. And now it's down to 15 seconds. They just ran another second off the clock. So Corey Schweiss talking to the officials, but I don't know. Okay, now they just put the time back on. 24 seconds left, first half, and the officials now will whistle the play to be active. So it's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 4 for Central. Curtois down under center. The pitch is to Buchanan. Buchanan gets a lead block, trying to nose his way to the end zone. Not there. He's down to the 1. A gain of 3. 17 seconds to go in the first half, and Corey Schweiss calls a timeout. We're going to keep it right here, Jared, and this is the spot in a game that can make or break you. If Burrows can hold Central out here, you know they're going to feel just awesome about the way they've played the first half. If Central can score here and maybe even tie it up on a 2-point conversion, they might say to themselves, you know, we haven't played our best half of football, and look where we're at.
Absolutely. And Central, this is a big momentum spot for them because obviously they're in 4-down territory here. I don't think they're going to go for the field goal. I think they're going to go for the throat and try and tie this thing up before halftime.
I do too. I don't think there's any way. Knowing Corey Schweiss, I don't think there's any way they kick a field goal. They're at the 2-yard line. They feel so good about their power game, even against a great opponent. I think they're going to try to slam it in no matter what. Work with right here. Corey Swice on the field telling his offense exactly what he wants done. Let's thank a few sponsors now that we have a moment. Ken's Cards and Coins in Park Hills, the Central R3 Schools, Mega Sports in Farmington, A1 Contracting in Park Hills, and Complete Vision Care in Leadington. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Central's got the football. 16 seconds left. John Burrows leads 14-6. State quarterfinal action. Hunter Curtois comes down under center. Grant Hopkins is going to lead the way on this power I formation. The handoff is to Harlow. Harlow cuts back, and he's cut down at the 1-yard line. He needed to get 2 yards, and he only got 1, and the clock continues to roll at 7, at 5, at 4, at 3. Curtois to the line of scrimmage. Hands it off. Harlow's got it. Touchdown Central! Touchdown Rebels with zeros on the box. 14. Touchdown Rebels.
I can't believe they got that play off in time, Chad. They had it 4th down with the clock running 5 seconds on the line, got up to the field. They got it. They handed it off to Harlow. He put his nose down, put his helmet down, and pounded his way into the end zone. Let's see what Central does here on the conversion.
Timeout on the field as Central sets up in the swinging gate for a 2-point conversion look. Burroughs wants to make sure that they cover this thing all together. And I'm kind of like you, Jared. There were 6 seconds on the clock when that ball was just getting caught by the official to then place it down.
At Ken's Cards and Coins, they make it easy for you to find what you're looking for. When it comes to coins, paper money, sports memorabilia, and vintage sports cards if they don't have it.
Go right now. And a 2-point conversion now for Central. Central touchdown with zeros on the clock. And it's a 14-12 ball game. Bridges.
It's exciting to see these two teams coming out of this section of Missouri just really putting on a great show of football today.
Great representative by the Central fans, too, just standing all over the other side there.
They've filled up the entire opposite side of the field. They got the hill covered. They've got their lawn chairs out. The stands are completely full, and they are from almost end zone to end zone, Chad, full of Central fans.
Daniel Mahler was the deep man, but we've seen Bain kick it short most of the time, so Trevor Bain going to boot it away for this John Burroughs ball club, and it'll sure be interesting to see what adjustments both teams make as we start the second half here.
And Burroughs coming out with the cluster kick here.
Alaric Jones, one of the up men as well. This one's going to go deep, though, to Marler. Marler grabs it at his 5-yard line, and he is surrounded by bombers. Oh, mercy. 4 or 5 of them made their way through the front line of that kickoff return units. And a nice tackle that time by John Burroughs, Chris Booker on the special teams coverage.
And it seemed like after a few good returns by Marler, they came at him with that cluster coverage and kind of threw off the Central return team and gave them a little less of field position. They're going to start on the 19-yard line.
Well, Glenn Johnson updating us now. 14-0 Valley leading Marionville at the half. Glenn's got a basketball game tonight, so we're up here doing the football game for him, but Glenn is never disconnected from what's going on. So thanks to Glenn, and thanks for listening in to everybody today. Oh, huge hit that time. Buchanan got it right through the middle, and Buchanan had just a tiny little seam to run through, but that door was slammed quickly that time as he was dumped as he tried to escape through that little bitty hole by Michael Peters, and he's been a head knocker over from that defensive end position.
And there they are again, running right off the guard, trying to get those inside power yards, and those linebackers are coming up to meet them right in the gap. Let's see what they can do on second down.
A couple of yards for Buchanan. He'll dot the I in the backfield once again. In front of him is Harlow, and it'll be Mannion, a wingback over there. Play action fake. Courtois goes up top, throwing down the far sideline and in and out of the hands of Mannion. Oh, mercy. Mannion had, I wouldn't say a half step, maybe a third step on the defender right there. But I'll tell you what, Courtois threw as good of a ball as you can, as Greg Booker had some pretty good coverage out there, but there was a chance to catch that ball.
And Central was looking for a flag there. There might have been a little early contact on that play. We're not sure, and obviously the refs didn't see anything, so we're going to keep going on third down here. But almost had that catch. Braden Mannion had it through his hands, and like you said, a great pass from Courtois over the top.
Oh, he did. He threw it right down through the silo that time. So one wide to the left side and a couple of wides to the right side. And it's Mannion back in the, or beg your pardon, Buchanan sets up in the Wildcat formation here, or the Wild Rebel, if you will, but it's going to be a false start by Central. So the offense has been tough to come by, but 2 touchdowns by each squad there in the first half. It's going to be, I think that's going to be a battle the whole way here this afternoon.
And it's a big third down here for Central. They're looking at 3rd and 15 on this play. They still have Buchanan there in the backfield in the Wildcat formation with Harlow next to him.
You got that right. 1 wide to the left side and 2 wide receivers off to the right side. They'll run some motion here and hand it off. And now turning it up right outside of that tackle was Marlar, but just not much room for Marlar to go that time, and he gains 4 yards. It'll bring up a 4th down in a punting situation.
Let's see if Jake Bridges can get a good boot on the ball here on 4th down. He's traditionally a pretty good kicker, but he has the wind going from his left to his right, a pretty strong wind here. Let's see if it gets a hold of this ball and takes it anywhere.
Chris Booker back as a return man, and he's joined back there by Jake Wood, and Bridges punts this one pretty high, but that wind does take care of it, and it's going to be excellent starting field position for John Burrows. They'll have it at the Central 45-yard line. I mentioned field position out of the gate. Greg, we saw Central get great field position on their final series of the first half. They were able to convert that into a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and now we see the Bombers have excellent field position on their first possession here of the third quarter. 10:35 remaining in this third frame. We're tied at 14.
And they have great field position to start off this drive. Let's see if the Central defense might bring a little pressure to them to see if they can back them up.
Nick Duncan was excellent in the passing game on the first series, and now he completes it to Moten, but Moten is smoked over there. It's a 5-yard loss on the completion, and a great defensive play by middle linebacker Austin Caldwell.
He got out on the pass and made a great open field tackle for some negative yardage there. And like I said earlier, I think this defense is going to come out a little more pumped up, a little less gassed, and a little more tenacious.
How often do you see a pass complete for negative 6 yards? That was a huge hit by Caldwell.
And that's just a part of that offense they're running. They're going to throw behind the line a little bit, and they got to be careful with that because that can be a turnover if he drops that.
Moten, a running back, they'll fake it to him, flip it over to the right side to Greg Booker this time. That one was well blocked, and he doesn't have first down yardage, but he's got a gain out there of 8 yards. But now there is a flag on the play. And Jared, that's the type of play where you have maybe a screen happening. And we'll see what they call here. It's going to be a block in the back, whistled against John Burrows.
And it's coming back. They tried to get that screen play on the outside, but they couldn't keep their hands where they were supposed to, and now they're going to get penalized for it.
Second penalty against Burrows. This is going to push them back in their own territory now. In fact, that block in the back happened, it looks like behind the line of scrimmage, because this is going to be a spot foul, and it's a net loss of 14 yards for Burrows.
They're giving them a tough set here, and the Central defense is playing well. Even with that 8-yard gain, they couldn't do it legally. Now they're going to end up with a long second down.
2nd and 24, in fact, and they'll bring a motion man from the right to the left side, handed it off on the jet sweep, but it's dumped in the backfield, and that's Reed Lucas. Have mercy, Reed Lucas. That's another crown collision, folks, and it's a loss of 10 yards that time for John Burrows. And they're going to have to get over to about St. Charles to get a first down on this one.
He shed the block on that and ripped his way into the backfield, and they tried the jet sweep on him. They tried to bring it around the backside, and Reed Lucas said, no way, you're going down, and you're going down hard, and it's going to be a long third down for John Burrows now.
A 3rd and 31 for John Burrows here. Maybe you just punt this thing. Well, the quarterback, Nick Duncan, going to run a motion man. That's Wood. Now, Nick's just going to keep it. It's going to be a quarterback draw, and really not a bad play. I mean, I don't fault him for that. And he's now swept down and swung down by Brandon Mayberry. You just want to get out of this
negative plays in a we'll see what happens here on 4th down.
Well, a great answer by the Central defense. Rising to the occasion here as Bain goes back to punt it away. And Mannion, the deep man for Central. Bain rolls around and then punts this, takes a huge Burrows hop, and it just eludes Mannion. Mannion had to dive out of the way of the thing so it didn't hit him, and it rolls all the way down to the 10-yard line. Well, Bain's got that little rolling top spin punt figured out, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a great punt going towards Mannion, and that was very smooth of him to get out of the way and not make contact with that. I want to say, Chad, on the last 2 drives from the Burroughs Bombers, the Central Rebels have held them to negative yards.
Oh, nice. But now it's 90 yards for the Rebels to get down to the end zone. They can do it. We'll see if they do.
I'm interested to see if they take it to the air again. They've had nice passes and a few balls dropped. That trick play that was completed for a nice yard.
And is driven down after just a 3-yard gain that time as the middle linebacker Tommy Bolstead drives him down. It seems like Buchanan, he's had the toughest sledding. They have really centered in on him.
Yeah, they really have keyed on him. I feel like the linebackers are following him through the lanes. They're following him in the backfield and really crashing on every step he makes.
Well, Burroughs obviously watched the game film out of St. John when Buchanan ran it 29 times for 150 yards, and they knew he was a major threat in the backfield for Central here. Buchanan gets it once again. They pitch it to him. He tries to attack off the left tackle and gains only 2 yards. The quick hitters from Marler and Harlow, it seems like bust them quick, but this Burroughs defense not only strong, but they run to the ball so well, too.
And they're moving side to side extremely well, really filling the gaps in the lanes and getting into that backfield. That's where it all starts. If they can penetrate into that backfield, it's going to make it hard for those runners to get open. And a runner like DJ Buchanan needs the cutbacks in the lanes to make his speed really work for him.
So Kirk Toyce comes down under center. It's an offset eye with Harlow shading just to the right side. They'll give it to Harlow on the counter, and he is tagged right at the line of scrimmage. Another big hit that time by Tommy Bolstead. And Tommy Bolstead chops him down after only a 3-yard gain. So Harlow gains 3 yards, his 7th carry of the ball game, and it's going to be a punting situation now for Central. Central not able to flip the field, but hopefully they can do that here with the punt upcoming. Bridges in to punt it. A couple of return men once again for Burroughs. That's Greg Booker and Jake Wood. Bridges gets a good snap. Boy, he gets a nice punt as well. He's going to drive Wood all the way back to his 40-yard line. Wood grabbed it once, dropped it on the ground, and then Reed Lucas comes down, and he not only tackles Wood, but he slams down his own man as well. You know what? If you're in Reed Lucas's way, you're going down. It doesn't matter what team you're on. And Brandon Mayberry hit him first, and then Reed Lucas came in to just finish the whole mess.
And Burroughs is lucky they held onto that ball. Like you said, he juggled it once, and lucky he regained possession before Reed Lucas laid the hit on him.
Well, that wind out of the south, and now we're getting some rain coming in from the south as well here on this Saturday afternoon in St. Louis. We're tied at 14. Quarterfinal action from John Burroughs. 6:27 remaining in this third quarter. And the offense is not getting much going in the second half. Play action fake to Moten. The left hand a pass over the left side to Wood. And Wood is taken down one-on-one. Terrific one-on-one tackling that time by Alaric Jones.
And you got to think defensive coordinator P.J. Jones at halftime got his corners and said, get up on the line, put the press on those wide receivers. And if they throw that screen, you make sure to get off your block and get back there and make a good open field tackle. And that's what they've been doing in this third quarter.
That's exactly what Jones did that time, as he had that dangerous wide receiver Jake Wood, who leads this team not only in catches but also yards. 31 for 305 on the year, but he was going nowhere that time. Moten gets it right in the middle now. Moten gets a yard, and then he swallowed a hole. Moten dancing in the hole, and while he's waiting for something to open up, he is tagged and driven down. And another good defensive stop that time by this defense. That's Brendan Jones.
That was a great tackle right there in the middle. The defensive tackles are finally starting to get some pressure on those guards in that center. And let's see what Central can do here on third down, if they might run a bluff. Maybe send some guys back in his own coverage. They got 4 wide and 1 in the backfield, so it's interesting to see what this defense is going to react to.
Well, they sure feel confident on their quarterback, Nick Duncan. Nick going to send 4 guys into a pattern, throws it down the middle of the field. That's a pass interference call against Daniel Marler, and that's going to go ahead and give John Burroughs a first down. One official said it was complete. The other one said it was incomplete. It's a 21-yard gain if it's complete, and they do mark it down a 21-yard gain, so they won't take the penalty. They'll take the completion, and it's a 21-yard gain, and that was a tremendous pass from Duncan.
He got the inside position on Marler there. And Marler tried to make a play late, but as the officials noted, he was a little too late coming from the backside trying to get that ball loose and couldn't get there in time. Let's see how the Central defense reacts now on first down. We got one linebacker, and they got them spread all out, Chad.
Duncan brings his motion man Booker from the left to the right side, but Booker is tagged by 1, 2, 3 men. He managed to get out of the way of the missile named Reed Lucas, but there were 3 other men there to wrap him up and bring him down. Colin Bess out there to help out on the play, and it's a gain of no yards on the reverse jet sweep.
And again on that sweep, Reed Lucas made his way to the contained spot, made sure they didn't get to bounce that outside for extra yardage, and we had pressure coming from the backside there. Central doing a great job of bottling up that sweep.
First carry for Chris Booker tonight. Had 11 carries coming in for 87 yards, 2nd and 10. And they hand it off to Moten. Moten trying to get to the outside. Central tried to tackle him with 1 man, 2 men, 3 men. Took 3 men to bring him down. That was a pretty good run by Moten as Brandon Mayberry is able to finally bring him down. That's pretty good lateral movement by Mayberry, 6'2", 185 against that tremendous running back.
And Moten just kept moving to the side, broke a couple tackles, and made some positive yardage out of that play.
3rd and 3. Line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line for Central. 4:09 remaining in the third quarter. We're tied at 14. It's a straight eye setup. You don't see this very often by the Bombers, but they'll bring their tight end in to set up on that eye setup, and Moten gets 1 block, but then he's tagged down at the 24. He needed 3, and this is just going to be left foot, right foot spot, Jared, wherever they mark this thing, because he needed 3, and it looks like he's going to be just shy of the first down.
And Central gets a favorable spot there on 4th down, but it looks like Burrows is going to keep the offense out.
Big play coming up here. It's going to be a 4th and less than a yard for John Burrows. 4th, we'll call it a 1. Line of scrimmage is the 25-yard line for Central. And John Burrows going to come with that straight I formation once again. Quarterback keeps it hit right at the line. And Nick Duncan just is able to shove it forward for a 2-yard gain and move the sticks for this John Burrows ball club.
He's got to give thanks to his guards and his center there for getting a great push and moving those D tackles out of the way for a close first down.
Jackson Moritz doing a nice job, Mike Peters as well. So 1st and 10 for Burrows. They've got it at the 23-yard line for Central. Twins to the left. 1 man off to the right side. Moten, the single setback, stands to the right side of his quarterback, Duncan. Duncan gets the snap, bluffs it, keeps it, takes it straight up the middle. He's down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 3. And then a combination of tacklers to bring him down there. Colin Bess leading the charge.
They've got a good combination working with Moten and Duncan with the dual threat action. They're running a lot of play action there in the middle, faking handoffs and moving it outside to Moten, but then they're trying to open up that middle lane for Duncan, but Central was not having it.
We think of Central as an offense that can keep a drive alive and move not only the sticks but the clock as well, and Burroughs has shown that they have the same capabilities as well. Play action fake. Here's a pass down the middle of the field, and it's clear of everybody. The pass intended for the 6'5" Van Slyke, and he dove for it, but it was over his outstretched hands. Central had pretty good position right there defensively, but if that gets close to Van Slyke, he's going to have a size advantage on anybody that the Rebels can offer in the backfield there.
And a big thanks goes to Reed Lucas on that play for putting a hit on Duncan as he threw that ball, and that's why it went long. He got a nice hit on the quarterback after blitzing on the A-gap, and luckily there was no one back there to catch it.
So a 3rd down and 7. And that's Rye Gaffney running the fullback spot. A pitch to the left side. This is Moten, and Central's going to hunt him down and take him down. Brandon Mayberry stacks him up at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 7 coming up for Burroughs.
And that was a great job by 3 players there. Brandon Mayberry setting the contain, Reed Lucas coming from that linebacker position, and Kyle Schwantner coming from the cornerback position to really crash down and give Moten no room to run the football.
Great play by the defense there. And now it's going to force a field goal attempt. This will be a 38-yard field goal attempt by Trevor Bain for John Burroughs to try to put the Bombers on top here. Snap is good. Hold is down. Bain swings the leg, and this thing gets through the uprights. A 38-yard field goal by Trevor Bain, and the Bombers lead it 17-14. 1:51 remaining in the third quarter. We've got your kickoff in a minute on Super Talk 800 KREI, Farmington Park Hills.
Harvest Christian Center in Park Hills invites you to come and discover what so many others have. A church alive with the presence of God and ministries for everyone. Services on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. They look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Or log on to reapnow.org. Harvest Christian Center, Highway 32, Park Hills. Welcome home.
Abundant Blessings in Park Hills is now accepting minimal enrollment, and they have openings for their preschool readiness program for children ages 3 to 5. At Abundant Blessings, they help parents out by offering hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Abundant Blessings, state licensed and approved, teaching Christian morals and ethics along with school fundamentals. Call today, 431-5575. That's Abundant Blessings in Park Hills, Missouri.
So Trevor Bain not only knocks through the 38-yard field goal, but he slams the kickoff in through the end zone and a touchback as Central will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. That's a great clutch kick by Trevor Bain into a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind here at John Burroughs, Jared, and a nice drive by John Burroughs to take the lead there.
Headed a little right, but it stayed true for 3 points, and now Burroughs is up 17-14 in this third quarter.
Burroughs where did the Burroughs start that drive? At their own 46? Or at the Central 46, okay. And got down to the Central 21-yard line. So it was a gain of 25 yards for them on that drive. Buchanan in the backfield, off tackle right side. Oh, just as soon as DJ got to full speed, he was grabbed by the shoulder pad. That's a pretty good tackle as he swung by. And Hunter Wilkins, the middle linebacker, just nabbed DJ on the way by. Otherwise, it was going to be a foot race, a gain of 6.
And that's what Central's been looking for on offense. If they can open up a lane and give DJ Buchanan some room to gain some speed, he's going to get outside and he's going to make guys miss. However, John Burroughs has really been crashing down on that line, making sure he doesn't have enough time to get outside.
It's been tough to get the linemen to the second level. They've been tied up by a pretty good defensive front here for John Burroughs. They give us to Buchanan once again, and this time Buchanan is hit right at the line. It's that doggone Van Slyke again. He's been everywhere. I mean, and they flipped him, too. He's been on the right side. He's been on the left side. And now he's over on the left side. And they're flipping him all around. A gain of 2 that time by Buchanan.
And that was a tough tackle by Van Slyke. He came off a block and got his arm right enough around Buchanan to bring him down and give him a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, as Jared said, for Central here. They've got it at their own 28-yard line. And Buchanan's been running single setback here as Curtois is down under center, the quarterback. A bunch formation to the right side with 3 Central skill players, 1 wide receiver off to the left, and now a timeout by Corey Schweiss and company. 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout on KREI. 17-14, Burroughs lead, 3rd and 2 for Central, coming up next.
Southeast Missouri Behavioral Health is an integrated co-occurring mental health and substance abuse service provider with offices throughout the region. Southeast Missouri Behavioral Health can help if you are worried that someone you love might have a mental or substance abuse problem and you don't know what to do. Southeast Missouri Behavioral Health is accredited by the Commission on the Accreditation for Rehabilitation Facilities. Go to cmobh.org for free confidential online screenings or call 1-800-455-5749. That's 800-455-5749.
They go with a power I set up right here on a 3rd and 2. Curtois down under center. It'll be Harlow and Lucas in front of Buchanan. Buchanan doesn't always get it on these power sets, but he will this time. And Buchanan has just ripped it to the line. I mean, he is at the line. There was a defensive lineman down there that undercut the whole thing. And what a tremendous defensive play by Burroughs that time to blow the whole thing up.
And
that was nose guard Sam Held.
Sam Held just really filled that A gap and didn't even give him a chance on the inside. Central's going to have to get a lot more push up front if they want to be successful.
18 carries for Buchanan today and 46 yards. And this is a running back, DJ, averaging 6.8 yards per carry, so he's being held well under that here today. And we come to the end of the third quarter as Burroughs leads Central 17-14. Your fourth quarter in 1 minute on Super Talk 800.
Don't miss the holiday sales event going on now at Midwest Sports Center in Farmington. This is one holiday sales event you don't want to miss. Save on great brands like Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, Can-Am, and Toro mowers. All 2013 inventory must go. Get rebates up to $2,000 and financing as low as 0%. Plus, get huge discounts on parts and accessories. It's the holiday sales event, and it's going on now at Midwest Sports Center, Highway 67, Farmington. On the road, off the road, or on the water, the ultimate outdoor toy store has it. Midwest Sports Center, your ultimate outdoor toy store, announces the Christmas clearance sale going on now. 2013 ATVs like the Polaris Sportsman 500 starting at $99 a month, or the Can-Am Outlanders as low as $105 a month. Can-Am Commanders as low as $209 per month. Street bikes as low as $79 a month. Kids helmets for as low as $59 while supplies last. And in-stock Toro mowers are as low as $57 a month. Don't miss the Christmas clearance sale at Midwest Sports Center, Highway 67, Farmington.
17-14, John Burroughs leading Central in the state quarterfinal action. Bridges punching it away for the Rebels on the punt, and a wise job of not getting it way up in the jet stream. He shoots a line drive punt right down the middle of the field and rolls down to the 37 for Burroughs. Valley Catholic looking to head back to the state semifinals once again. They lead Marionville on the road 21-0. That one's in the third quarter on our affiliate J98, the boot right here on Super Talk 800. We've got a great one, 17-14. John Burroughs leads on the strength of a 38-yard field goal by Trevor Bain. That's been the difference here in the second half. That's been the only score in the second half so far.
And I'm interested to see how the Central defense does here in this fourth quarter. It's time to turn it up, and I want to see if P.J. Jones dials up a couple blitzes here on this set to see if they can get some turnovers.
All right, it's a straight eye setup for Burroughs here. They give it to Moten, and Moten is tripped up, and the ball is on the ground as well. Central says they have it. The official comes in and says it's on the ground. Oh, mercy. That looked like that came out pretty quick. Moten's knee must have been on the ground awfully quick, because that fumble occurred right when he hit the line that time.
And that was a highly questionable call. The Central side is very, very upset about that call, and we'll see what happens. Let's see if that makes that defense a little more fired up.
Well, the Rebels had the recovery as well. It's been a clean game, well played by both sides. One turnover, the interception by Mannion. Otherwise, very few penalties, very few turnovers. Duncan, the quarterback, gets the snap, play action fake, wants to go down the field, and he's looking over to the far side of the field, airs this one out, and it's a little bit too far that time for the intended target, Chris Booker. Booker had a step on his man that time. If Duncan puts that on the button, it's a touchdown, but he didn't. He threw a little bit far. It's tough to throw in this crosswind.
It really is. I think that wind took it a little bit outside, but like you said, Duncan put a little too much under it, and Booker couldn't make it there in time. Otherwise, he did have his man beat.
Two tough plays by Central, and they're forcing Burroughs into a 3rd and long here. It's a 3rd and 8 for John Burroughs. They'll send one wide to the right side, one wide to the left side, and they'll go with the straight eye in the backfield. Moten, the tailback. Play action fake to him. Duncan rolling to his left side. He's got Van Slyke, but he's taken down, and Reed Lucas wraps him up. A sack in the backfield. Great job by that Central defense. They were all over him that time. It's going to be a loss of 12 yards for John Burroughs, and it was Grant Hopkins in the backfield that time.
And Van Slyke is limping off the field. Van Slyke is down on the sideline right now. Looks like with an ankle injury. That could be a crucial play for that John Burroughs team, looking at a long 4th down now.
Huge play by the Farmington transfer, Grant Hopkins, on the sack on 3rd down against Duncan. And now Bain is back there to punt it away. He waits a long time, and then he throws a bullet off of that right foot. He punted that 60 yards on a line, and it comes to rest at the Central 18-yard line. That was an incredible punt by Bain. Bain's been the second half MVP for this team.
Absolutely got the points on the board, and now giving Central tough field position to start this drive in the 4th quarter.
I thought the Rebels might have pretty good field position to start this drive, but boy, after that great pump by Bain, they won't. And Bain stretched it out, too. He rolled to his right. He does a nice job of kind of holding on to that and knowing when to boot it. A little rugby or Australian rules football type of a punt. So Central has the ball down 3 with 10 minutes left in the ball game. 17-14. John Burroughs on top. This is Drew Harlow behind his quarterback, and Harlow is knocked off of his pins once and twice, but keeps it moving forward. and gains 3 yards. That was a tough 3-yard gain. I'm so impressed by this Bombers defense.
Absolutely. Those linebackers keep up and make plays, and they've never quit. The linebacking core on both sides are really playing a tough game, laying a lot of physical hits down. We have some great football going on in the first and second levels.
Harlow only 3 yards a carry. He's 8 carries for 24 yards, but he does have both touchdowns for the Rebels.
And Van Slyke is back in at that defensive end position. Let's see if he's 100% on this.
Boy, he has been a great defender. Now here's Buchanan, and Buchanan is wrapped up right at the line. And guess who, Jared?
Van Slyke with that spin move coming off the end. Got a hand on Buchanan and slowed him down. They're containing, not letting him get outside and flash that speed.
19 carries for Buchanan, 48 yards. It has been tough sledding for DJ Buchanan in this one. So a 3rd and 5 for Central. And they're going to run a swinging gate on a 3rd and 5. A swinging gate on a 3rd and 5. Bridges behind the center. Motion man Mannion gets the snap on the motion. Rolls to the right side. Now runs it. He's to the 35. Breaks a tackle and slams it forward for a first down. A swinging gate in their own territory. And a 13-yard run by Braden Mannion for the first down.
And that's a risky play call by Coach Corey Schweiss, but it really paid off with that tough run from Braden Mannion, bouncing off a few tackles for that first down.
And a great block by Austin Caldwell to help spring him right there.
Central's tight ends do a great job blocking on those ends. I know they've had a tough time with those defensive ends today, but those defensive ends are no joke. Let's see what happens.
Huge play by Central to get the first down. They've got it at the 35. It's a tight formation on the power I. Buchanan's got it. He has a block, slams into a defender, and shoves it forward for a 6-yard gain. The other thing that I noticed about this defense for the Bombers is they are so sure-handed. Very few tackles have been actually broken by Central in this one, as Henry Rogers wrapped up DJ that time.
I'm really glad to see the DJ Buchanan, despite his frustration not being able to break off those big plays that he's used to. He's still running hard between the tackles, and he's not giving up on his team.
Another power I set this time. They give us to Harlow. Harlow gets a little room to rumble that time, and Harlow had 3 men on him and then just shoved him down the field for an 8-yard gain.
He had 2 guys on his back, and the safety came up to make a play, hit him right on the helmet, and he turned him backwards and grinded it out for a few more yards to move it for a first down, Rebels.
Well, the trick plays seem to buoy this offensive line a little bit here. A big 3rd down trick play as Braden Mannion ran it on a swinging gate for a 13-yard pickup, and now Central moving the sticks once again. They've got it at their own 49. Power I formation. And they go this time to Harlow. The exchange was a little bit sloppy, and Harlow looked down. He fumbled it, and they give it over to Burrows. It looked to me, I had the binoculars on it, folks, and it looked to me like his knee was down. So the officials say no, he fumbled it, and it's Burrows football. It was the exact same play that Burrows had. It looked like Moten fumbled it, and Central would have it on the last possession. The officials said no, he was down, but Harlow does not get the same consideration.
After a lengthy drive, this Park Hills crowd is upset, and the team is a little deflated after that, considering they didn't get the call earlier on the fumble, and they lost that one there, Chad.
You know, you'd like the call to go the other way, but the simple fact is, knee down or not, you got to hold on to the football. So the Rebels turn it over, and Burrows now has it. John Moten dotting the I in the backfield. They play action fake it to him, and Duncan is back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's taken down just behind the line of scrimmage. Duncan did a pretty nice job avoiding a big loss that time, Jared. In fact, they had him about 7 yards deep. Brandon Mayberry finally caught up to him for a 1-yard loss right there.
He almost got all the way back to scrimmage with the pressure breathing down on him in the backfield.
I know the Burrows is playing for the big play right here, Jared, but I think they're flirting with disaster and going with all these passing plays, as Central's really starting to come hard at Duncan here.
Central's dialing up the pressure, and the pressure hasn't really been dialed down for those safeties and those cornerbacks.
Hand off to Moten. Moten dancing along the sidelines. Where'd he go out? 49-yard line. So pretty good run by Moten that time. Central did a nice job stringing it out along the sideline, and he gains 4 yards. Moten with 18 carries and 65 yards today. And here's a guy averaging 152 on the season. So we've talked about how hard it's been for Central to run. And it's just been just about the same for John Burrows.
And both of these guys, DJ Buchanan and Moten, they both have a lot of speed, but the inside play from these defenses isn't allowing them to get around the corners and flash that speed.
3rd and 6, Moten taking it off the right tackle. Oh, he's got a big hole to the 40. Moten spun around and tackled by Bridges, and he's down at the 33-yard line. That was the biggest hole that Moten had seen all day long, and he gained 16 yards for the first down.
And he was slammed by Bridges at the end of that play, and the ball did come out again, but again, they called him down on the play, and we're going to move it forward for a first down for John Burrows.
Yeah, really a touchdown-saving tackle by Bridges. And I did feel that when Moten was swung around, the ball didn't come out until he was actually thrown down on the ground that time. Burrows, though, could try to seal victory for a touchdown here. The biggest potential stop of the game for Central on this drive. And Moten gets another good block and driven out at the 22-yard line. But a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to go against Burrows. The clock now becoming the ally of the Bombers, though, Jared. 6:18 remaining in this ball game, and Central might only have one possession left here, but a big call right there on a hold by the Bombers.
That's going to take them back. You got to think they're going to keep it between the hashes right here, Chad, and keep that clock moving. I'm not sure if they're going to take it to the air again and risk another incomplete pass to stop that clock for Central.
That's what I'd do. I'd keep it running with Moten right here. That was a hold that time, and it looked like Chris Booker there on the outside.
That it was.
A 1st and 15 for the Bombers. They've got it at the Central 38-yard line. Duncan calls for the snap, hands it off to Moten. Moten testing the middle of this defense, and he does not pass the test as Reed Lucas puts his hat on him and sends him down for a 2-yard loss.
And Central's getting pumped up. It's the 4th quarter, and it's their time to shine now, and they're flying to the football. They're getting helmets on, guys, and they're making it happen. Looking at 2nd down and 17 yards for the Bombers. I wonder if they take it to the air here.
Be a dangerous ploy, but they might do it. I mean, they've shown the propensity to do it. 5:50 remaining in the 4th frame. 17-14. Central had some end of the 2nd quarter heroics, and we hope they can have some end of the game heroics as well to pull off a victory here at John Burrows. The snap is to Duncan. It's a screen play. Moten has it. Slips by one man to the 30, to the 25. Not enough for a first down, but it brings up a manageable 4th down for this team. They needed 17, and they picked up 13 of it.
We're looking at 3rd down here, Chad. They're going to move the ball up, and it's looking like a 3rd and 4 for these guys. Nice screen pass over the top to Moten. He made a man miss, moved it up, and had a nice little run after the catch there. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Boy, they had him by the shirt tail, didn't they, for just a second, too. Austin Caldwell just had him. He read it right, but not enough to bring him down in the backfield. And so Moten is looking at a 3rd and 3. He gets the pitch play to the right side. Turn him inside, and they pound him down on to Mayberry.
It's Kyle Schwanter's play on the contain, coming up, reading the run, making him run inside, and Mayberry laying down the mean tackle to bring up 4th down here for the Bombers. Now I wonder, are they going to go for it, or are they going to kick it? Because they do have the boot.
Bain over at the sideline. He's their kicker. He's not in the game, so it doesn't look like they'll kick it. And it would be a 46-yarder, so it would be a huge, huge shot. Plus, it's still a one-possession game if you make that field goal. So, well, we'll see. They might be calling a timeout because they're letting that clock run all the way down. Now they're going to discuss it. So 4:22 remaining in the 4th. 17-14. John Burrows leading it. They've got a 4th and 5 at the Central 29-yard line. We'll see what it turns out like after this 30-second pause on Super Talk 800.
Walmart Supercenter in Farmington is the place to go for the best prices on all your seasonal items. You'll find a large selection of items for your vacation to that fabulous wedding, to decorating for special occasions. The friendly staff at Walmart Supercenter in Farmington, they're ready to help you find whatever you need, when you need them. Walmart Supercenter in Farmington, your all-occasion connection. That's Walmart Supercenter in Farmington. Save money, live better. Walmart.
17-14, John Burrows leading Central. A 38-yard field goal in the second half from Trevor Bain. The difference in this game, we were tied at 14 at the half. Central scored with zeros on the clock at the end of the second quarter, then put in a 2-point conversion to tie it up at 14. Bain's 38-yard field goal in the second half, the difference right now. 4:22 remaining in the 4th. A 4th and 6 for John Burrows. They've got it at the Central 29-yard line. They're going for it. Nick Duncan, the quarterback, going to spread 3 wide receivers to the left side and twins to the right side. Biggest play of the game by the Central defense by far. Duncan calls for the snap. It's back to him, and he runs it. Runs it over the left tackle. First down, he's to the 20. Breaks 3 tackles to the 17, and down to the 10-yard line. The ball comes loose, and Van Slyke jumps on top. Haven't seen that play the entire game. And a great job by Coach Merritt and company to pull it out at the right spot on a gain of 23 yards by quarterback Nick Duncan.
And another vicious hit and touchdown saving tackle by Jake Bridges there to make that play and keep Duncan from going into the end zone and force a fumble. Luckily for Burrows, Van Slyke jumped on it and saved Central from getting that football.
Yeah, Bridges knocked the quarterback Duncan head over tea kettle that time, and the ball did come out while he was in the air. Moten dotting the I in the backfield. It's a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for John Burrows. And now a little movement, but a timeout occurring first by the Central defense. 3:55 remaining in the 4th. 17-14, Burrows with the lead and on the march. We'll tell you more in a minute on KREI.
Harvest Christian Center in Park Hills invites you to come and discover what so many others have. A church alive with the presence of God and ministries for everyone. Services on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. They look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Or log on to reapnow.org. Harvest Christian Center, Highway 32, Park Hills. Welcome home.
The new generation, Hood's Discount Home Center.
Your home is your castle. So hurry to Hood's Discount Home Center for deals on Bruce Armstrong engineered hardwood flooring, 25% off, and 12-foot pre-painted 5 1/4-inch baseboards, $8.99 a stick while supplies last. Rake in the savings at Hood's Discount Home Center, Highway 67 South, Farmington. It's all good at Hood's.
Hood's Discount Home Center.
They've got it at the Central 7-yard line. John Moten, the tailback, gets the ball. He's to the 5, tries to step through a tackle of a Central defender and slides down to the 3-yard line. Another touchdown saving tackle, and we've said that several times today. That was by linebacker Austin Caldwell. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 3 for John Burrows.
You got to think that's
As you listen to your printer, remember, when you buy ink or toner cartridges from Cartridge World instead of an Office Superstore, you'll save money on every page you print and save the environment. Stop overpaying for ink and toner. Try 100% guaranteed cartridges from Cartridge World. Yeah, printing sounds better when you're saving money. Cartridge World. Why pay more to print?
Hi, this is Jeff at Cartridge World of Farmington in the Maple Valley Center.
3rd and goal coming up for this John Burrows ball club. Moten, the tailback in this formation. 3rd and goal from the 2. Duncan, the quarterback, barks it out, long count, hands it off to Moten. Moten hit in the backfield and driven down to the 4-yard line. A great defensive play. And once again, it's Reed Lucas busting in from the linebacker position. They had him on the run blitz, and he met Moten right at the line of scrimmage and drove him straight back. It's 4th and goal from the 3, and now it is decision time for John Burrows.
Let's see if they can get that push. In Central, you saw on that last play, made the huge push up front from those D tackles and D ends, and then they sent both linebackers, Austin Caldwell and Reed Lucas, into the backfield to make a huge play for negative yards on the goal line.
17-14, John Burrows leads it by 3, and a timeout on the field. 4th and goal from the 4 for John Burrows, up by 3, 2 minutes even remaining. Back in 30 seconds on KREI.
Abundant Blessings in Park Hills is now accepting minimal enrollment, and they have openings for their preschool readiness program for children ages 3 to 5. At Abundant Blessings, they help parents out by offering hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Abundant Blessings, state licensed and approved, teaching Christian morals and ethics along with school fundamentals. Call today, 431-5575. That's Abundant Blessings in Park Hills, Missouri.
17-14, John Burrows leading Central. 2 minutes even remaining in the 4th quarter. 17-14, the difference, the Trevor Bain 38-yard field goal. And will Bain be in to try another one? He will not. They will bring their offense on the field. John Burrows will. So instead of trying to force Central go to the length of the field, they want to say we're going to try to go up by 2 scores and completely slam the door on this thing. Central looking for the stop. Moten, the running back, stands just to the right side of the quarterback, Duncan. Duncan's back in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Duncan is on the roll, looks to the end zone, fires. Touchdown, Burrows. John Burrows, touchdown.
And they got the out route open there. They got the out route on Austin Caldwell. He couldn't keep up with that wide receiver running to the corner of the end zone. And nice pass by Duncan to get that in there for the score.
Jake Wood, the recipient of the touchdown pass right there. 23-14. John Burrows on top. Coach Merritt believed in his guys. He sent him out there to score a touchdown, and that's exactly what they did for him. Baines on for the extra point. The snap is good, the hold is down, and the extra point sails up and through. 24-14. It's John Burrows by 10. 1:54 remaining in the fourth. And we're back in a minute on KREI.
All Occasions Banquet and Reception Hall in Park Hills is the perfect place for your next big occasion, be it a wedding reception, party, and more. And now, you can be married in their newly added chapel. All Occasions Banquet and Reception Hall is also available for Christmas, birthday, and anniversary parties. So when you need a place to gather for your special event, call Joe Cruz at All Occasions Banquet and Reception Hall, located on Glendale and Park Hills, at 573-431-3555. Remember that number, 431-3555.
If you're in need of tree removal, trimming, or stump removal, call Bruce Nations A1 Contracting in Park Hills at 431-1240. Bruce Nations A1 Contracting has been serving St. Francis County for years with professional and efficient service. And because they are efficient and can get the job done quickly and safely, they can give you a competitive price to save you money. Don't trust just anyone to get the job done. Call someone who has been serving the area and has the reputation of getting the job done right the first time at a fair price. Bruce Nations A1 Contracting. Give them a call today at 573-431-1240.
Poop boot by Payne out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback for Central. And, well, our big drive of the game, courtesy of ProCare Automotive and Bonne Terre. And, Jared, that might be the clincher. We'll wait and see, but it could be the clincher for John Burrows. Tell us about the touchdown drive right there.
That was a 10-play drive, and Central really had them backed up on a long third down, but Nick Duncan took that ball on a quarterback keeper all the way down inside the 10-yard line there. Then they just pounded it all the way to fourth down when they had a 4th and 4 after a nice third down stand by Central, but had a nice pass on the side of the end zone.
Rebels bring in Braden Mannion, the backup quarterback, to try to pitch it around right here. Braden's going to keep it. He tucks it, and he brings it right back to the line of scrimmage. Gains just a yard that time to the 21-yard line. But they feel like Mannion might be the better thrower. Courtois still in the game. He's going to play a wide receiver position right here. And for Central, the clock continues to roll at 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation.
And they might get a little tricky with Courtois on the edge there and Mannion in the backfield, switching it up, maybe getting a pass from Courtois from the sideline. Let's see what Central does.
That's exactly what they'll do right here. Courtois in, and he rolls to his right side, throws it over to the left side. A pass intended for Bridges and picked off by the man that just caught the touchdown pass. That's Jake Wood, headed the other way to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the 3-yard line.
And he just didn't put enough on that, left it up for the safety to go and get, and he picked it off and took it the other way, Chad.
Interception, great play by Jake Wood. He not only caught the touchdown pass earlier, but then helps to seal the deal here for John Burrows as he returns the interception back inside of the 5-yard line. And the sky's now busting loose as well here at John Burrows. Wood now down on the field after the tackle. And so we'll go ahead and step aside, and we'll be back to John Burrows after this 1-minute timeout on Super Talk 800.
Complete Vision Care in Leadington encourages you to find out about flex spending and health savings accounts. Many vision insurance benefits will come to an end at the end of the year. Be prepared. They're glad to help with questions. And it's BOGO time at Complete Vision Care. They're offering 50% off glasses. Complete Vision Care, the ideal choice for your eye care from toddler to the golden years. Check them out at Facebook or log on to CompleteVisionCare.com. Complete Vision Care, 200 East Woodlawn Drive in Leadington, 431-1301. Walmart Supercenter of Deloge is a great place to get everything you need for the upcoming holiday season. They stock it all and at prices your family can afford. In fact, shop each department: clothing and accessories, bakery and deli, hardware and housewares, photo lab and electronics, and a whole lot more. And remember all your snacks for the football games. Happy holidays from Walmart Supercenter in Deloge. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Jake would come over to the sideline under his own power. Never wish an injury on any player, your team or the other. And now the favorite formation of any coach, victory formation, as Duncan gets the snap and takes a knee. And John Burroughs will continue its march back to the Dome. They've been in the state championship game the last 3 years, and now they'll be one game away of making it 4 for 4. What they'd like to do is win the darn thing again. They've lost it the last 3 seasons. And for Central, they've matched their furthest penetration into the state playoffs once again to the state quarterfinals, but not able to break through to the state semis. Final snap coming up right here as Duncan takes the snap, takes a knee, and John Burroughs now improves to 11-0 on the season. The Central Rebels will fall to 12-1. Players shaking hands, showing good sportsmanship down there. You could tell, Jared, throughout this game that these two teams wanted to fight bitterly against one another, but you could also tell that there was a lot of respect out there between the two clubs.
It was a really physical game, Chad, but nothing dirty on the field. These guys played a really clean game, and really, they're really showing a lot of sportsmanship here at the end, congratulating each other on good seasons.
Central wanted another shot at Burroughs and gave him just about all they could handle, but for John Burroughs, this tradition-rich school, they were able to come out on top once again against Central. Last year was a 24-0 setback for the Rebels in the state quarterfinal. This year, a lot closer, 24-14.